Welcome to SBS News in Easy English. I'm Greg Dyatt. Victoria has recorded 3 new local coronavirus cases, bringing the number of infections in the state's current outbreak to 63. The state had another record day of testing, with more than 57,000 in the past 24 hours. Melbourne will remain under stay-at-home orders for at least 7 more days. Victorians impacted by the coronavirus lockdown could be offered payments similar to emergency payments that get distributed after fires and floods. Treasurer Josh Frydenberg has told Channel 7 targeted help is being considered.
There is a need, and there is obviously a lot of pain that families and businesses have been going through.
Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson says it's still unclear how protected the population would be against an increase in coronavirus cases should lockdown end as planned later this month. He says he'll be cautious in lifting coronavirus restrictions.
What we need to work out is to what extent the vaccination program has protected enough of us, particularly the elderly and vulnerable, against a new surge.
A burnt-out container ship that has already caused Sri Lanka's worst maritime environmental disaster is sinking, with nearly 350 tonnes of oil in its fuel tanks. The MV Express Pearl burned for 13 days just outside Colombo's harbour before the blaze was put out. An attempt to pull the wreckage into deeper water has failed, and authorities are worried the ship's fuel could leak into the Indian Ocean. Indonesia has abandoned efforts to retrieve a Navy submarine which sank off Bali with the loss of 53 lives in April. The 44-year-old vessel lost contact while preparing to conduct a drill and was discovered in 3 parts at a depth of 840 metres. Authorities had acknowledged the difficulties of retrieving the vessel, despite help from countries including Australia. The Reserve Bank of Australia says it will continue to monitor developments in the housing market. But at this stage, it is comfortable that lending standards have not dropped. House prices rose further in May and now stand over 10% higher than 1 year ago. The United States Space Agency NASA is planning missions to return to Venus after decades of exploring other worlds. NASA has announced 2 new robotic missions to the solar system's hottest planet. One will analyse the planet's atmosphere in an attempt to determine whether it ever had an ocean. The other will map the planet's surface. The missions will take place sometime around 2028 to 2030. In the A-League, Brisbane Roar has secured a place in the finals with a 2-1 win over Perth Glory. The side now sits third on the ladder. Coach Warren Moon says the win takes some pressure off the team.
Tonight was a huge relief for the group staff. It's that weight off our shoulders now that looks like we've secured the final spot, so anything's possible now on Saturday.
I'm Greg Dyett, and this is SBS News in Easy English.